And to your point, Elliot, the entire rant that I just went through, there is no doubt in my mind that we are no longer in the social media era. We are fully in the interest media era. We are standing up accounts that have no followers and getting more views on our content than the accounts that have 1 million followers. It's over. Yeah, I mean, I think, look, people will continue to build CRMs. There's tons of startups. There's, new startups like WAP and others that are giving you the data instead of it being owned by the social networks. The blockchain is an incredibly important technology that will continue to grow.
I'm going to be honest, I'm pissed off. I'm annoyed that nobody told me what I'm about to tell you earlier in my career. And it all makes sense now. It makes sense as to why some people through history have been so unbelievably productive, while other people don't seem to make much progress at all. And it comes down to this idea that I'm about to tell you, which is called signal versus noise. And I'm going to show you how to implement it into your life. Oh, and also there's this essay that I read called Do Things That Don't Scale. I read it like a decade ago and it's changed my life so much. So many of you are building things and you need to know this essay. So stay with me. Stay with me, guys, okay? We can do this. Just give me 10 minutes of your time, max, okay? Okay, I have to tell you this, probably to share it with you, but also probably because I've just learned something about productivity, entrepreneurship, building, success, which I can't get out of my head. I just had Kevin O'Leary on the podcast, who's the shark from Shark Tank USA, and he punched me in the face with a point that he made about his experience with Steve Jobs and how Steve Jobs has this ability to understand what the signal is versus the noise.
I used to work for Steve Jobs in the early 90s, making all of his educational software. There's a concept that he understood that very few people focused on back then in the early 90s of signal to noise ratio. His vision of signal was the top 3 to 5 things you have to get done in the next 18 hours. You're going to get those 3 things or those 5 things done that you have deemed critical for your mission. They must get done today. Anything that stops you from doing that is the noise. So this signal to noise ratio to be successful for Steve Jobs was 80-20. 80 signal, 20 noise.
And as he was saying it, I realized that it's like very much the missing piece in my life at the moment, because as a creative and as someone who has so many ideas, sometimes I think I waste my energy pursuing things that are not the signal, are not the most important thing to get done today. And I think we can probably all relate to the fact that sometimes we wake up in the morning with one particular plan and then our emails happen and WhatsApp happens and we end up drifting off into the noise and we've lost a day, which is taken away from the signal, because life is a zero-sum game. There is a finite amount of things that we can be doing. And it just made me think, fuck, do you know what I should do? What I should do is I should organize everything that I have to do today, every task that comes in, into one of 2 columns. The signal column, which is the most important things, the things that I woke up this morning focused on, and a noise column.
If you have found this video, consider yourself lucky, because crypto is a nasty space. It is filled with fancy websites, buzzwords, and empty promises, all shoved in your face with massive marketing budgets. When in reality, blockchain hasn't really brought anything innovative to the table since the launch of Ethereum back in 2015. Yet buried underneath all this noise, there is one project that set out to change everything. They have been building their own protocol for the past 9 years. A project so disruptive, so far ahead of its time, so technically advanced that the crypto media has done everything in its power to silence and suppress it. Why? Because once you find out about this project, there's simply no reason to look into anything else. And that's where I find myself today, all in one single crypto. My friends, I present to you the Internet Computer Protocol.
Everything else sucks so bad compared to Internet Computer. I don't even want to talk about or pay attention to anything else.
This project is clearly the biggest in ambition of any project in this space.
It is the blockchain singularity.
It is of a different order of magnitude.
Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. This video is not financial advice. I'm a financial advisor doing research, making decisions. Okay, guys, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be addressing all crypto media outlets. I'm also going to be tagging some mainstream media sources and some federal regulators as well. And the purpose of this video is to clear up 4 years of misconceptions and false information about the core functionality of many layer 1 blockchains. The biggest misconception has been that there's applications running on these layer 1 blockchains. That's never been the case, and it's not the case today. Layer 1 and layer 2 blockchains cannot host web applications on chain. I'm more than happy to provide as much additional information as needed to ensure this problem is addressed moving forward. And the reason why I'm tagging federal regulators in this video is because this has become fraudulent marketing on an industry-wide scale. And for people who are simply unaware, my intention is not to attack, it's to inform. But it seems clear to me that a lot of prominent figures in this industry are aware. And my background is primarily in enterprise software and business consulting. And again, I'm happy to provide as much follow-up information as needed after this video. Now, for the last few years, there's been one network in this entire space that can run web applications on chain, and that's ICP. Not 5 networks, not 10, not 20, 1. And outside of ICP, these other layer 1 and layer 2 blockchains, for the most part, would struggle to store a photo on chain affordably. So that's the gap in functionality, because there are different types of software systems. And that's the main point that I want to get through with this video. Now, the first very important point is that because web applications can run end-to-end on-chain on ICP, they don't need cybersecurity and IT, and they can run without firewalls. This is a huge deal, not just in the crypto space, but across the entire world of software, because we have a $10 trillion cybercrime problem right now, and ICP is a realistic solution to this $10 trillion cybercrime problem. Now, in the crypto space, cybercrime has plagued this industry over the last few years. Tons of exploits, tons of wallet drains, but yet there's a solution in this very industry for this problem, and it goes entirely unreported for over 4 years at this point. Now, let's get into some basic factual information about layer 1 blockchains. They have token database functionality. They can move a token from one address to another address. They're not designed to handle large amounts of data storage or computation on chain. They're not designed and not capable of running web-based applications on chain. For most layer 1s, it's not efficient to store a photo on chain. So they need a host of counterparties for full web applications like cloud service providers, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or some other cloud service provider. ICP itself is a cloud service provider. Cloud service provider, Oracle, cybersecurity stack, so on and so forth. They need a host of other systems tied into whatever application you're using just to be functional, because the layer 1 itself has such simplistic functionality. So again, ICP should be classified as a cloud service provider, and many of these layer 1 blockchains are token databases at the end of the day. People can look at them as the new data architecture in the futuristic web that ideally we get to at some point in time in the future. Now, OpenChat is a great proof of concept for what's possible with apps running fully on chain without cybersecurity and IT. They have been running without firewalls since inception. And the canister that you see on the top, this little cylinder right here that you see on the top of the network, they can essentially be anything. Social application, website, cloud storage, they're programmable and customizable. And this gives users ownership of their data. Web3 was supposed to be read, write, own. We haven't really delivered on that promise, because for the most part, the only thing that can offer users a programmable sovereign cloud that they own and control is ICP, and that's gone underreported for over 4 years at this point. And that's why I'm finally doing this video. If it had just been 6 months, 12 months, 2 years even, but at this point, it's gone on for over 4 years. And so I no longer just assume that the prominent figures in this industry just don't understand. Now, the current model that the crypto industry is using with outsourcing pretty much most of the application to either some big tech stack or some other type of cloud service provider, you actually can create a real on-chain model using ICP, but for whatever reason, that's not really happening. And that's not really been discussed in this space at all. It's just what they've done is they've set up an off-chain model where 99% of it, for the most part, is happening on big tech cloud, while they continue portraying to the public on-chain, on-chain, on-chain. These are basic truths about the differences between software systems. Getting this reported accurately is not a big ask for the media. If the public doesn't understand core functionality about software systems, they can't make informed decisions. ICP is already rolling out self-writing applications that can build custom web applications on command for users. And people have believed for years that they're using applications on these layer 1 blockchains when they can't even store a photo affordably on these layer 1s. And so Oftentimes, when I'm making this case, I hear people say, oh, well, price action, so none of this matters. Okay, price action can be exactly where it is with a 100-to-1 leverage trading market that impacts spot price 1-to-1. That is a big story in and of itself that's also gone heavily underreported in this industry. But that doesn't change the fact that ICP is still a full stack compute platform, and L1s are token databases that have very limited functionality when compared to ICP. Price action can be what it is, and everything that I've said in this video still be true. This has been going on for over 4 years to the point where it should no longer be seen as accidental. This looks like, in my opinion, deliberate, fraudulent marketing for the purpose of deceiving the public about the true core functionality of these networks. And for anybody, again, I 100% acknowledge that some of this just may be misunderstandings with different entities in this industry. But given how long it's been going on, at this point, it kind of looks like fraudulent marketing. And so that's why I'm going to continually report on this until people start honestly, accurately depicting their core technology, the functionality of their core tech. ICP is the only network running full web applications and AI models on chain, and it solves for a $10 trillion cybercrime problem, something that's gone almost entirely unreported.
Run the clip.
You can achieve so much when you truly focus. And one of the things that Steve would say, because I think he was concerned that I wasn't, he would say, how many things have you said no to? And I would, honestly, I would have these sacrificial things, because I wanted to be very honest about it, and so I say, oh, I said no to this, and no to that. And but he knew that I wasn't vaguely interested in doing those things anyway. So there was no real sacrifice. What focus means is saying no to something that you, with every bone in your body, you think is a phenomenal idea, and you wake up thinking about it, but you say no to it because you're focusing on something else.
Users control their data instead of big tech companies. That's the vision. But does the technology actually work? The tech. How ICP's chain key tech works. Here's where things get technical, but we'll keep it simple. ICP built something called chain key cryptography. It's like giving the entire network a shared brain. The system works like this. Chain key cryptography enables subnets of the internet computer to jointly hold cryptographic keys in a way that no small subset of potentially misbehaving nodes on the subnet can perform useful operations with the key, but the majority of honest nodes together can. Each ICP subnet has a fixed public key. The corresponding private key is not stored on a single node. Instead, it is split into multiple secret shares. This set of protocols enables the system to use a single public key, allowing devices like phones and smartwatches to verify the authenticity of data from internet computers. What makes this different from Ethereum? The internet computer is millions of times more powerful and can replace clouds and traditional IT. Tokenomics and staking dynamics. Now let's talk money. How does ICP actually work as an investment? The ICP token has three main utilities. Firstly, ICP provides a source of cycles that are burned to power computation. Thus, when ICP is converted to cycles, it disappears, creating deflationary pressure. Secondly, ICP can be staked in the permissionless network nervous system DAO. The tokenomics work like this. Holders of ICP can stake their tokens to generate neurons, allowing them rights to vote on matters within the NNS. Neurons also enable someone to submit a new governance proposal. More apps running, more cycles burned, less ICP supply. Staking rewards for participating in governance. The key difference: ICP can actually host full applications, not just smart contracts. But most users don't know this exists. Final verdict: is ICP a sleeping giant or still vaporware? So here's our verdict on ICP. What's real? Working blockchain that can host full applications. Unique chain key technology that actually works. Growing developer ecosystem with real apps. Deflationary tokenomics from cycle burning. Bottom line, ICP isn't vaporware. They've built working technology that solves real problems. The internet computer can actually do things other blockchains can't, like hosting entire websites and running AI models on-chain.